The wax on the oil rigs. Robert Chasebro was a chemist in Brooklyn who made kerosene out of whale oil. When petroleum was struck in Pennsylvania, his trade was about to vanish, so he went to look at the oil fields himself. There he found the drillers complaining about a nuisance. A pale, sticky wax kept collecting on the pump rods and gumming up the machinery. They called it rod wax and scraped it off as often as they could. They also told him something else. When they burned or cut themselves, they rubbed the rod wax on the injury, and it seemed to help. Chasebro took samples home and spent years purifying the stuff into a clean, odorless jelly. He patented the process in 1872. Then he had to sell it, and nobody wanted it, so he traveled around New York State giving demonstrations. He would burn his own skin in front of a crowd, spread the jelly over the burn, and show them older injuries he said had healed under the same treatment. It worked as salesmanship. Petroleum jelly went into medicine cabinets and stayed there. Modern advice on burns is different, and the jelly is not what a doctor would reach for now. But it is still made, still sold in the same shape of jar, and still mostly used for things nobody had in mind in 1872. Chapped lips, dry hands, and squeaking hinges. A replacement for beetle resin. Shellac is made from a resin secreted by an insect on trees in India and Thailand. In the early 1900s, it was in demand as an electrical insulator, and supplying an industrial world from an insect was becoming difficult. Leo Baekeland, a Belgian chemist working in New York, went looking for a synthetic substitute. He had money and time, having already sold a photographic paper invention for a large sum. He worked with phenol and formaldehyde. Others had tried the same pair before and produced hard, useless masses that cracked and could not be shaped. Baekeland's contribution was control. He built a heavy pressure vessel and worked out what heat and what pressure would let him stop the reaction where he wanted it. The result, announced in 1907, was hard, did not conduct electricity, did not soften when warm, and could be molded to any shape. It went into the places he intended: switches, sockets, distributor caps. Then it went everywhere else: radios, telephones, kitchen handles, clocks, cameras, and, in enormous quantity, jewelry. Its warm, dark colors became the look of the 1920s and 30s. Bakelite is the first fully synthetic plastic, and it is the reason nearly everything around you now is made from something that has never existed in nature. The 40th attempt. In 1953, a small company in San Diego was working on an unglamorous problem for the aerospace industry: metal rusts, and a missile sitting in the open with a thin skin is a missile with a corrosion problem. The company was called Rocket Chemical, and it had 3 employees. They were looking for a compound that would displace water from a metal surface so that what remained had nothing to corrode with. They kept notes by number. The 39th attempt was not right. The 40th was, and the name is simply the shorthand from the laboratory book: Water Displacement Formula 40. It went onto the outer skin of the Atlas missile and did the job. Then the employees started taking cans home. There was no rule against it, and the stuff turned out to be extremely useful on hinges, locks, bicycle chains, and anything seized with rust. The company noticed. In 1958, it went on sale to the public in an aerosol can, and within a few years the household product had entirely overtaken the aerospace contract that paid for its development. The formula has never been patented, because a patent would have required publishing it. It has stayed a trade secret for over 70 years, and it is now in something like 4 out of 5 homes in America.